Hi, I'm Johnny John. We all desire happiness. But what is happiness? When we ask the mind for the answers to this question, many intellectual thoughts can arise. But to the heart, happiness is simply oneness, the knowing of oneness. We all know deep in our hearts that when we turn towards the ideas of oneness, we will experience happiness. And likewise, when we turn towards the ideas of separation, we will experience unhappiness. Thus, the path of true happiness will always be in the direction towards oneness, towards the knowing of oneness, towards the knowing of who we really are. In this talk, we will explore the ways of making that journey towards oneness, which is through developing self-acceptance. So let's begin. First, let us explore the question, what is oneness? We all came from oneness, for if we turn back time far enough, we would all have emanated from the same origin. If all came from one, then what is not one? Thus we are in fact oneness. We are in essence the creator that was, is, and ever will be. Although we may have forgotten who we are, the heart will always know. That is why the practice of meditation can be so helpful. For the more the mind is cleared of intellectual thoughts, the more one will become aware of the pull within towards oneness in every moment, pulling us towards embracing the truth of who we are. The heart will always know this truth, even if your eyes tell you otherwise. For when you create any beliefs that go against this truth, the heart will ache and become confused. That is why when you start creating any beliefs that promote separation, pain and confusion will arise. That is why whenever you judge someone, whenever you hate someone, whenever you fear someone, you will experience suffering within. For the heart knows that you are simply rejecting yourself, for there really is just one self. To the heart, it already knows that we are oneness. But what is the journey towards oneness if oneness is already within? Thus the journey towards oneness is the journey of remembering and realizing the oneness within. The journey of aligning the heart and mind as one. So the journey towards oneness is to remove the blindfolds that are preventing us from seeing oneness, to release the negative ideas of separation we have buried our true selves in. Such a journey is an inwards journey, because oneness is already here. That journey will always begin and progress with self-knowing, and this will involve the discovery of the negative ideas we have created within, which is promoting separation and self-rejection, which drives one to reject the idea that all is one, which drives one to react negatively to life experiences, in hatred, in fear, in anger, in unhappiness. As negative ideas are ideas which promote self-rejection, to transform and release them, we learn to transform self-rejection into self-acceptance. Thus, the next time you feel the need to be angry with someone, try to forgive instead. The next time you feel the need to fear an experience, instead try to accept that experience. In short, to transform our negative beliefs, we learn to accept what we cannot accept. And the more we can accept, the more we will reach ever closer to oneness. Because oneness is a state of being where we can accept all there is. But what is self-acceptance? The clearer we know what self-acceptance is, the clearer we will know how to develop it. So let us look at what self-acceptance really is. Firstly, we realize that self-acceptance is a state of mind rather than an action. For are we not transforming our beliefs within? Take for example, if we wish to transform the negative belief that it's not okay to be poor, to develop self-acceptance is not about becoming poor on the outside. Rather, it is to develop the state of mind that it is okay to be poor, if that became a possibility. When one is in a state of self-acceptance, one's experience of happiness will not change even if one does end up being poor. The self-acceptance is a state of mind. However, in saying this, one can use their actions to accelerate the self-transformation process, such as becoming poor so they can develop deeper knowing as to why they cannot simply accept being poor. But the use of catalysts such as this is only better suited to those who know what they are doing. So self-acceptance is like the state without fear, where one simply accepts all there is. The self-acceptance is like the state of unconditional love, where love is freely given without expectations of return. The self-acceptance is like the state of peace and harmony, where all is seen as perfect. The self-acceptance is like the state of enlightenment, where all is seen as a reflection of oneself. To develop self-acceptance, then, is to guide yourself towards becoming these examples of oneness. And to do this, we learn to accept what we cannot accept. And developing the knowing as to why there was a lack of acceptance in the first place will greatly help your journey. So the practice of meditation can be greatly helpful, for it will allow you to develop such self-knowing. And what is the self in self-acceptance? Realize to the deeper mind, there is only one self. And this truth can be experienced in every moment. For when you experience anger against a person, the direction of that anger is also inwards, because are you not also the sufferer of that anger? And likewise, when you aim hatred towards someone, are you not also aiming that hatred at yourself? For you will too experience the brunt of that hatred as well. Once you realize that there really is just one self, then you will realize that the self and self-acceptance means all there is, inside and outside. So to develop self-acceptance, it's not just about directing self-acceptance one way, but also both ways, towards yourself and all else in the world, because there is just one self. Now, how do we develop this state of self-acceptance? Like before, when you feel the need to reject, then choose to accept instead. But now that you know that in the deeper mind, there is only one self, so when you're learning to accept others, also remember to accept yourself. When you're learning to forgive others, remember to also forgive yourself. Self-acceptance cannot be truly developed if it's incompletely practiced. For how can you ever forgive someone for being stupid if you forget to also forgive yourself when you are stupid too? That is why when self-acceptance is only directed one way, it will create imbalances within the mind. It is only when one knows to direct it both ways, wisdom and clarity will arise, And this wisdom will help you to know more about yourself as you interact with other yourselves. The practice of meditation will help you greatly on your journey of developing self-acceptance. For without meditation, it can be easy to simply react and dwell in a state of self-rejection, of hate, of anger, and so forth. By practicing meditation daily, it will become easier to step aside and observe that reaction happening inside, so that one can choose to accept instead. With meditation, it becomes easier to understand just what you're rejecting when you encounter a person, so that you can know how to direct self-acceptance with greater focus and clarity. So this is how our negative beliefs are transformed, which is by doing something different than before, to choose acceptance rather than rejection, and to develop the self-knowing of who we really are. Realize that beliefs are patterns of energy. Every time we choose self-acceptance instead of self-rejection, we are changing that pattern through doing something different. And as your beliefs transform, so will your reality transform. You will begin to see more of the beauty in this world. You will also begin to attract more positive experiences into your life. Thus, each time you take the steps to develop oneness, you are slowly remembering who you are, the Creator. And developing self-acceptance will take time, because developing self-acceptance is much like healing ourselves from our traumas. Wounds never heal in a day. It will take time and attention. So in the beginning, it may feel impossible to forgive others who have hurt you. In the beginning, it may feel impossible to accept what you fear. But these negative patterns of belief will change the more you try to develop self-acceptance. Because every time you try to develop self-acceptance, you are changing the old habit patterns. You are healing yourself and remembering who you are more and more. So in conclusion, the heart desires for happiness, and to the heart, happiness is oneness. So the more you develop self-acceptance, the more you will experience the feeling that you are on the right path. That is the way the universe is designed, to always nudge you towards remembering who you are. That is why if you choose the path of separation, there will be moments of regret and the feeling that you did something wrong. These feelings are simply guides to nudge you in the right direction, which is towards oneness. The more you develop self-acceptance, the more you will remember who you are. And the more you know who you are, the more you will be able to accept all there is. Thus, developing self-knowing and developing self-acceptance are one of the same. For once you know that there is only one self, how is it not possible then to accept all there is? You are the one Creator. If you wish to have a step-by-step guide as to how to develop self-acceptance in life, you can take my 10 days course, The One Self Catalyst. In this course, you will learn a technique to develop self-acceptance in life and also at home. Each day you will learn new things about yourself, of what you reject about yourself and others, and learn how to transform that state of self-rejection into self-acceptance, into greater power, into greater happiness. Your mind will be transformed. Thus it will be a challenging course for the mind, but well worth it.